You remember growing up in rooms that felt too quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, the kind that hummed with responsibility. Dishes in the sink, bills on the counter, a parent's sigh hanging in the air like a question you learned to answer before it was asked. Somewhere between the cartoons you missed and the bedtime stories you told your younger siblings, you became older than your years. Not because you wanted to, but because someone had to. And so, you learned early how to hold the world without letting it see your hands shake. They call it parentification in psychology when a child steps into the role of caretaker. But you didn't have that word then. You just called it being good, being strong, being the one who doesn't fall apart. You might not realize this, but that's when your nervous system learned vigilance. Always scanning, reading the room, predicting moods like weather patterns. It wasn't a choice. It was a survival skill. The kind that burrows deep into your bones and whispers, if I stop holding everything together, everything will fall apart. And maybe now, as an adult, you still carry that same silent contract. You still scan for danger that's no longer there. You still apologize for existing when you finally rest. You still call your exhaustion laziness and your fear of need independence. But listen, that wasn't weakness. That was survival. When you grow up too fast, the body stays young, but the heart skips ahead, learning worry before wonder, learning guilt before grace. You stop asking for help because the word need feels dangerous. You start believing love is earned through usefulness. So you fix, you soothe, you overfunction. And when someone asks, what do you want? You freeze, because no one ever asked that when it mattered. There's a name for that quiet paralysis, self-erasure. It's what happens when you've spent so long being what everyone else needed that you forgot how to simply be. Your brain learned to link safety with control, to calm chaos by becoming the calm itself. It's a clever trick of the nervous system, hyperindependence masquerading as strength. Researchers say it's rooted in attachment wounds. When comfort wasn't consistent, you became your own anchor. It sounds brave, but it's lonely. You might notice it in the little things. You say, I'm fine, when you're breaking. You take care of everyone, yet feel invisible. You find it easier to offer empathy than to receive it. And the worst part? You can't remember when this started, because it never had a single day. It was gradual, 1,000 small moments of being too much and not enough, all at once. Still, beneath all that practiced composure, there's a small voice that aches to be taken care of. You may not trust it yet, but it's still there. The child who never stopped waiting for someone to notice they were tired. The science of this runs deeper than memory. When a child's body lives in alert mode too long, the brain rewires around responsibility. Cortisol becomes your quiet companion. Safety becomes something you create, not something you feel. Even when the danger passes, the body doesn't get the memo. It still prepares for the next storm. You notice it in your shoulders, the way they never drop. In your sleep, the way it never feels like rest. In your relationships, the way you give until you disappear. You learn to love like a first responder, always showing up, never being shown up for. It's why you overthink every silence, why you mistake peace for distance and busyness for worth. And yet, there's a strange beauty in this story. Because inside that hyper-alert heart is someone who once believed love could be protected if they just tried hard enough. That was never delusion. It was devotion. It was your nervous system's way of saying, I'll keep you safe, even if no one else does. Sometimes healing means teaching that system a new rhythm, letting it learn that safety can exist without performance. That calm isn't the same as control. That love doesn't disappear when you exhale. Has that ever felt true for you? That exhale that feels like surrender and fear, all at once? It's okay. That's your body remembering it no longer has to earn rest. In adulthood, this pattern wears many disguises. At work, you're the reliable one, the problem solver, the steady flame. You meet deadlines even when your soul feels overdue. People say, you're so strong, and you smile, but inside, you whisper, I'm just tired. In love, it's trickier. You fall for people you can rescue, or those who never stay. You confuse intensity with intimacy, and you mistake calm love for boredom, because your nervous system only recognizes chaos as connection. When someone is gentle, it feels unfamiliar, unsafe even. In solitude, You oscillate between craving silence and fearing it. Moments of stillness feel like standing in an empty house, echoes louder than comfort. So, you stay busy. You clean, you scroll, you plan. Not because you love movement, but because stillness reminds you how long you've been running. If this sounds like you, it's not because you're broken. It's because your childhood taught you to be the adult in every room. You became fluent in everyone else's emotions, but illiterate in your own. You became a translator for pain, without ever having a language for yours. But here's the quiet truth. The child who grew up too fast doesn't vanish. They wait, beneath the achievements, the calm face, the lists, hoping one day you'll notice them again. Not as a task to fix, but as someone who finally deserves to rest. So how do you begin to unlearn a lifetime of holding? Not through grand reinvention, but through small, radical permission. The permission to rest, to need, to be soft again. Start with awareness, gentle, not clinical. When you catch yourself fixing someone's mood, pause. Ask, what am I afraid will happen if I don't? That question alone begins to unwind the oldest knots. Then, practice micro-restoration. Moments measured in breaths, not milestones. Pour a cup of tea and actually taste it. Let a song finish before you skip it. When guilt rises for doing nothing, whisper, this is something. Because healing, for you, won't come from doing more. It will come from doing less and still feeling safe. Try this, too. Next time someone offers help, resist the instinct to say no. Let them carry one small thing. Even if your body screams that it's weakness, that scream is just an old alarm, not the truth. And maybe tonight, when the house is quiet, you write a letter to the version of you who kept everyone alive. You don't have to forgive them. Just thank them. They did their job perfectly. But now, the job is different. To learn how to be cared for, not just depended on. You're not too much, you were overneeded. You're not cold, you were cautious. You're not broken, you were brave. Maybe healing doesn't look like fireworks. Maybe it looks like you, sitting in a quiet room, hands unclenched, finally not trying to save the world before saving yourself. The child who grew up too fast never wanted power, they wanted peace. And now, you get to give it to them. Not by undoing the past, but by making the present a place they'd feel safe to come home to. So when you wake tomorrow, notice the small things. The way sunlight spills through the curtain, the weight of the mug in your hands, the way your breath sounds when you remember it's yours. That's not nothing. That's a nervous system learning to belong again. And if you ever doubt your progress, remember this. Slowing down isn't losing time. It's returning to it. The years you rush through are still waiting to be felt, one slow inhale at a time. If this sounded like your story, write one word below, the word you needed to hear as a child. Maybe it's safe. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it's home. And before you go, share this quietly with someone who needed to hear it, too. Because sometimes, healing begins when one tired soul says to another, you can put it down now.